guys, always something to do when you've got a koi pond, or any pond for that matter. So I'm doing a bit of tatting, as you do. Just doing a bit more cladding and stuff in the rain, yeah, because when you're at work all day you just don't get a chance. So I thought I'll crack on. So I nips into the filter shed and heard a rattling. I thought, what the piggy neck's that? And it sounded like it was coming from one of my pumps. I've got two 20,000 litre pumps running the pond, and got down on my hands and knees, and yet it was one of the pumps, something rattling. I thought, oh my god, must be media or something. And it's one of them. Do you leave it for the next day or do you crack on? Well, the answer to that is you crack on, because you know you ain't going to sleep all night thinking something's going to happen to your pond. So yeah, shut all the valves off, shut all the pumps off, and we have a spillage. Yeah, a bit of a leaky now, but it'll dry up. But the issue was, this pump here was making a right racket. So I isolated all the valves and the returns, etc, etc. Snap this, snap that, and obviously, excuse me fingers, snap that, and obviously water comes flying through there. It's left in the pipes, hence why I've got a flooded floor. And then I'll snap that, and as soon as I snap that, bish bash bosh, out flies this. This was rattling around in the pump. I know exactly where it's from, and lesson learnt: never have loose fittings, although no matter how tight you think they are. So what this is, when I built the pond, like a numpty, and lesson learnt, and anybody building a pond now always allow for it, is an overflow in the pond. So what I did, I put my own overflow in the nexus here, and that sits basically down there. I don't know whether you can see there. So what happens is, because the levels are up and down like an hose draws, I put that on to allow me to adjust up and down with the levels, and I didn't glue it because obviously I wanted the adjustment, and that's what flew off. So now I'd already made another overflow in the pond after the horse had bolted. Like, what I'd done, I made this overflow here. I drilled the pond, I lowered the water in last summer, and I drilled an hole in the pond in the fiberglass and put that overflow through. I've put an elbow facing that way so fish don't bang themselves on the overflow. But that comes out of here now. That's what I done last summer. So in theory, I can block this overflow up now. Obviously I'd have to lower the nexus. I'd have to lower the nexus, but in theory I can either leave that like that or just block it up. But yeah, that's what was rattling around in the pump. I mean, it's been like that for some time, quite many months, and it has been in there, because what I do when I clean the filter, I do open this valve and let any shit out that's in the pipe. But yeah, I'm going to do away with that. Lesson learnt, guys. 2 lessons. 1, when you're building a pond, always allow an overflow. Always allow for an overflow, because you know what it's like with rainwater and stuff. You don't want all the water flowing over your glass and stuff like that. So allow for an overflow in your pond when you're building it, and don't have any loose fittings. as I say, this has been in for quite some time, but all of a sudden it's decided to work its way loose and ended up in the pump. I know it's not been in there very long. I mean, there's not a lot of wear on there, to be fair, to be banging around. And I was in here yesterday and I didn't hear any noises yesterday, so it could have only happened today, to be honest. So yeah guys, just bear that in mind, especially the guys who are building new ponds at the moment. I know people put overflows in skimmer lines and stuff like that, but in all fairness, I think while you're building the pond, just drill a hole in the blocks before you have it fiberglassed, or put your box weld liner in, and then just crack yourself an overflow through the wall. I mean, that's only a 20mm or 25mm, whatever it is, in this Nexus and in the pond itself now. But on the grow on, lesson learnt on the grow on, I did put an inch pipe on there. Pigging rain. Doing a bit more cladding, that's looking nice, and I've cladded this. I've just got to put some beads on there and stuff. But yeah, I've got this overflow on the grow on, but I haven't put the elbow facing the other way to stop the fish bashing themselves. I wanted to get some sort of mushroom or something from there. But yeah, that's the overflow for that one. So lesson learned, guys. That's looking nice now, I'm pleased with that. Got some more cladding today, so finish that off and finish that off. So all hunky-dory. Still got some shit gathering here. I've got to work out how to get rid of that. I think I may, the return that's down here, it just goes straight out. What I might do is put a 90 on it and angle it down so it just blows that shit off the bottom. Sorry, mess off the bottom and into, hopefully into the drain. Nasty old weather. These are doing okay. I've put another dose of fluke treatment in because well, he's on the move now. This Tancho down here, he's been clamped up all day, so I've just whacked another treatment in. I know it's only 10 degrees, but I've got to do something. I don't like to see him moping. He'll never mope. Old Dyson. Well, his name's Fred, but I might as well have called him Dyson. See, he'd eat me phone if I let him. So that's it, guys. Get dried up now. As I say, that will all dry up. That will soak into the concrete overnight, that will. I'm just going to leave that to soak away. So yeah, that's the culprit. And as I say, lesson learnt. On that note, guys, job's a fish. Catch you later.